Now the next question is, write a program to accept a number from 1 to 12 and display the name of the month and the day. So this question you can do on your own as a part of exercise. Okay, the next question is, we have to accept two numbers from the user and find out which is the lowest number and tell the user that this is the lowest number. So again, we have to get two numbers. So I have two variables, num1 and num2. Right, enter the first number, enter the second number. Now I am comparing if num1 is less than num2, because we have to find out the smallest, right? So what I do, this value number 1, then the message is smaller than the value of the second number, right? If both are equal, if num1 double equal to num2, if both are equal, I am comparing, right? So I can print that both num1 and num2, they both are equal. Otherwise num2 is going to be smaller. Okay, so let's run this program. Similarly, you can do the largest one. Again, num1 and num2, if it is greater, you will print that num1 is larger. If both are equal, you can print the same message, else num2 is greater. So you can run this program on your own. Check whether the number is positive or negative. So if a number is positive, it is greater than 0. You get a number from the user. If it is greater than 0, then you will print that the number, the value of the number, else it is negative integer. Check whether the number is divisible by 2 and 3 both or not. So how would you check that? You will use the AND operator here, because you have to check the divisibility of both 2 and 3. Again, you will check whether the remainder is 0 in both the case or not. Input from the user in a variable num1. Now if num1 modulus 2 is equal to 0, double equal to 0, and AND operator you have to use, because you have to check the divisibility at the same time. And the remainder, when you divide by that number by 3 is also equal to 0, then you will print that the number, the value of the number is divisible by 2 and 3. Otherwise the number is not divisible by 2 and 3. So let's run this program. Let's the number is 45. So it is not divisible by 2, right? It's an odd number. Similarly, you can find out whatever the numbers are given over there. You can check for the 3 numbers also. Again, you have to use AND operator. Write a program to check the largest of 3 numbers. Input from the user num1, num2 and num3. If number 1 is greater than number 2, then it should also be greater than number 3, right? So AND operator you are going to use over here also. In case this condition is true, what you are going to print? That number 1 is greater than both the number 2 and number 3. Elif, now you are going to check whether all they are 3, then you can print that they all are equal. Elif, if num2 is greater than number 1 and again it is greater than number 3, so again you have to write the condition now, okay, and between both the condition and operator must be there, so that you can print that number 2 is greater than number 1 and number 3. Otherwise number 3 is going to be greater than number 1 and number 3. So let's run this program. We have to take the temperature the water in Celsius, and then we have to check whether it is boiling or not boiling, or we can also have the question whether it is solid state, liquid state, or water state, or gaseous state. See, the temperature, if it is greater than 100, then it is gaseous state. If it is between 0 to 100, then it is liquid state. If it is less than 0, then it is solid state, because it's ice. Okay, so I have done this question only. Definitely you have to get the temperature. It could be in decimals, so float. If temperature is greater than 100, then it is gaseous state. If it is between 100 and 0, including 100, right? So that's why equal to sign. 100 and 0, including 100 and 0, then it is liquid state, otherwise it's a solid state. So let's run this. We have to accept 3 sides of a triangle, and then we have to check whether it is an equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle, or scalene triangle. So I have taken the variable s1, s2 and s3, side 1, side 2, side 3. So you can also write side SIDE1, SIDE2 and so on. So for short I have written s1, s2 and s3. Then a proper message, enter first side, enter second side, and then enter the third side. If they all are equal, if s1 double equal to s2, and instead of and we can simply put like this. So it is an equilateral triangle. Now in case of isosceles, 2 sides must be equal. So if s1 and s2 are equal, or s2 and s3 are equal, or s3 and s1 are equal, it's an isosceles triangle. Otherwise it's a scalene triangle. So let's run this program. I hope these program are now being very easy for you people. You're not finding it difficult, right? The last one is we have to write a program to accept two numbers from the user, and then we have to also accept the mathematical operator to perform the operation like plus, minus, multiply or divide. Kind of calculator you are creating, right? So have to get two numbers from the user, and also you have to get the operator. Now the operator, I'm not going to use int over here because this operator is kind of string, because I need to compare it. So it could be a string. Now if the operator, this variable, is a plus sign, if the user is entering plus, then what you have to do, you have to print a message and then their sum. So a comma and separated by the sum of the two variables, right? And if the operator is minus, double equal to minus, then the difference num1 minus num2. If the operator entered by the user is a star, which is on the keyboard, okay, then the multiplication is num1 multiplied by num2. If the operator is this one, then you are going to divide it. If the user is entering any other symbol or the number or any alphabet, then what you have to print? You have to print that you have not entered these symbols. Please enter any of these. This is your else part. Let's save and run this. I want to run one more time because I want to enter any other symbol. So I hope that now we are very clear with these questions. So I have shown you the solutions also along with the question, but I want all of you to write the program on your own and then try it, because when you write it and do it practically, you will be more confident in your written exam as well, and it is also going to help you in your class 12. So this is all for this video. In the next video we can cover list functions, slicing of list, and there's much more about. So keep tuning and keep practicing.